Welcome to Cues on the Move. This week's podcast highlights the fatherhood and mentoring programs conducted by chapters of the Omega Psi Phi fraternity. My name is Frank Miles. I happen to be the co-chair of Tau Pow Chapter's Mentoring Initiative, and we're located in Columbia, Maryland. I will be your host for this segment of Cues on the Move. This podcast will specifically focus on Tau Pow's mentoring program from the parents and elementary mentee perspective. With me are Mrs. Regina Taylor, mom, and her two sons, Alex Taylor and also John Taylor. As you may recall, Tau Pow's mentoring program was started in 1994 at Guilford Elementary School in Columbia, Maryland. It was initiated in response to low academic test scores of a significant portion of African American male students. The purpose of Tau Pow's mentoring program, of course, is to reverse that observed negative educational trend. With that in mind, our goal of our mentoring program is for the mentees to improve their academic performance, increase mentee cultural awareness and appreciation, improve self-esteem, comply with school and social behavior norms, in other words, keeping them out of the principal's office and complying and obeying their parents, and also to develop social responsibility to community service and uplift. Our mentees consist of students ranging from the third grade up to the 12th grade, totaling 26 students, and we have 23 mentors. To get a better understanding and insight of our elementary program, let's have Mrs. Taylor and her sons provide us some background information. Mrs. Taylor, could you give us a little information about your family?
Um, yes, I'm Regina Taylor. We're a family of five. I have my three kids, two boys, John and Alec here, and then my daughter Angelina. She's 12 years old, and my boys are 11 years old. And they go to Guilford Elementary School, and my daughter is in Lake Elkhorn Elementary School, and they're trying their best to meet their goals through the mentoring program.
I was just wondering, how long have they been in the mentoring program now? I know there's a difference between the two.
Yes, actually, John has been in it for the past 3 years. He started from third grade, and Alec has been in it for 2 years. He started from fourth grade.
Okay. Along with that, mentees, it's now your turn. How about giving us a little insight about yourselves as to, of course, we're going to get with your name and your age. But one of the things I think people might be interested in is knowing is what is your favorite subject in school, right? And why is that your favorite subject? So, Alex, you want to go first?
So,
Introduce yourself.
my name is Alec Taylor, and I'm 11. I'm in the fifth grade. I go to Guilford Elementary School. My favorite subject in school is math because I like to work with the numbers and the different symbols.
John?
My favorite subject in school is social studies because I really like learning about the government and how the government works and what our laws are. And yeah, that's my favorite subject.
Okay. And you're both at Guilford? Is that
Yes.
right?
Yes, go.
Guilford Elementary.
So the teachers have problems telling you guys apart?
Yes.
Okay. And what? Oh, I know the secret. What's the secret?
I have a mole on my.
And that's Alex with the mole, right?
Yes.
And John, you're free, right?
Yeah, I don't have
Okay.
anything.
Okay. Now, with that background information, and I think we need to understand also that we have been really mentoring kids, as we said, from the third grade to the 12th grade. A lot of our mentees have actually started in the third grade, have gone all the way through the program through the 12th grade, okay, and are in college. But we want to really kind of talk about the elementary experience. In some of our past podcasts, we have mentioned the high school experience as well as the middle school. And what we have done today is brought two of our elementary school students. It's easy since we also wanted to have mom here, and they happen to be brothers. Mrs. Taylor,
Yes.
how has the Omega Mentoring Program affected the academic growth of your sons and their maturity as young males?
I think seeing the mentors, knowing they went to college, and the way the mentors interact with them has had a very positive impact on the boys. The field trips, the rewards, encourages them to study hard, and it always helps them to tell themselves, I'm going to make sure I get good grades, because I want to be recognized in the Omega program as being good in math or doing well in math in the quarter or going for a field trip. So that motivates them a lot. And I have seen a lot of improvement. But I must say, even in their attitude, the yes sir, the yes mom, the no sagging of pants, it sticks with them. And I see it resonate in them all the time. So
Great.
that is good.
That is one of our rules, right?
Yes.
Yes, sir. No
Yes,
ma'am.
sir.
And pants have to have a belt and be up, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
I've never sagged in my life.
Now, as a parent, is there one particular area that you have observed where they have improved the most? I know it's probably going to be different for each guy because they don't have their own personalities.
Right.
But I was wondering if you could give us some insight into that.
Yes. One thing that I would say has improved is attitude and grades. Their grades have improved because of the incentives, the rewards, and the encouragement from the mentors, and also attitude because they got to realize that it's a package.
Right.
It's not just grades, it's also having a good attitude in class, not talking, not
Right.
being distracted,
Right.
doing the work when you have to do the work. So I remember in their report cards, there's a section for attitude, and some of them talk a lot, and they get 3s. But being in the mentoring program and knowing that it's not just the grades, it's the attitude,
Yes.
it's a package,
Mhm.
and that's what helps you earn the field trips, and that's what helps you earn an award. They just get ones in attitude in addition to their grades.
Yes.
And I have noticed that, and I'm just so proud of them.
We are too. I was just wondering, we have initiatives we like have a math camp, right? Which you guys just went through. We have reading camp. We have decorum, having respect for your fellow peers, right?
Yes.
We have anger management session, and then we have a bunch of nice field trips. I think we went on a few nice field trips. But in getting all that together, I was wondering, Ms. Taylor, is there a particular activity or initiative that you feel they benefited the most from?
I believe the field trips that are linked with their report card, the end of quarter report card, they look forward to it.
Okay.
And they go with the mentors. They're away from mommy, so mommy's not there to, be on them. They're away with their mentors. That is a great motivator for them. And I remember they went to the Wizards game.
Yes,
They had a blast.
that's good.
They got to see real basketball players
Right.
playing, and that was a great trip for them. And they know they went because they earned it.
Right.
And they earned it because they worked hard.
Right.
So that is one of them.
We have a instituted policy in our program trying to actually reflect what happens in real life. And the way it works is you have to earn it in order to get the goodies. And these two young men here, being brothers, are very competitive. Mom is always on along with dad, and we've been very pleased with them. Maybe I shouldn't say this, but they're both honor roll students consistently, and always comparing grades. We have to sometimes separate them, but this all comes within the concept that we have, which says it takes a village to raise a child, and Taupai Mentoring is one part of that village with our mentors, and we try to foster a positive atmosphere to encourage our mentees to do better. Have you experienced that?
Yes, it does take a village to raise a child. Without the parent involvement meshed with the mentors and the mentees, it wouldn't move forward. And one thing I can say is, well, we are consistently working with them at home. They have a great father who takes care of the math because he's a math guy. He loves math, so he takes care of math with them. I do the English language. But it's nice to know when the mentors also call in to see how they are doing at home with your work, with your schoolwork. And one thing I love about the program is we have parent meetings with the mentors. It's excellent. We get to meet the mentors alongside with the mentees, and we get to share our concerns, our goals, and they also get to share with us what they look forward to seeing in the boys. And that's just the marriage of a village raising a child, So
One
that's
of the
awesome.
things that we did comes to my mind in what you just said is, do you guys remember when we had a team building exercise?
Yes,
When
I
you
do.
had to work with your mom and you had to work with your mentor, right? And yourselves, and we had different tasks that they had to perform. The whole idea behind it is to realize who's in the village and that if we work together, we can achieve our goals. And I think the mentors will be extremely happy to hear that. But let's get with the young man here down on the end. John, we're going to start with you. And again, I think you mentioned it before, but what grade were you in when you entered the mentor program? And
I was in 3rd grade.
what was that?
I was in the 3rd grade.
3rd grade. And to date, so that meant you had 3rd, 4th, and now you're in the 5th grade.
Yeah.
What has your experience been like? Do you like it or what?
I love it. It's really good.
And why is that?
It's really interesting because we get to learn a lot of stuff. Like in Omega, we do chess and we learn how to play the game, and it really comes to mind that we have to think about our next move and our whole entire plan. And there's a lot of stuff that we really have to think and learn about.
Okay, what about you, Alex? How
Um,
long have you been in the program?
I've been in the program for 2 years. I started in the 4th grade, and I really like the program. I have a lot of fun. The mentors have a really good sense of humor. Like we could play around with the mentors and stuff. And I think the program is very engaging. It gets us to learn new things and make new skills that we have. Like each year we have to research a different Omega Man, and that helps us on our researching stuff we do.
Very good. And in every program there are certain activities that you like more than anything else, right?
Yes.
So, Alex, how about telling me what was or is your favorite activity that you participated in terms of the program?
My favorite activity is chess because it requires a lot of focus, and in chess I focus a lot, So when I play the game, instead of like sitting there bored like stone face, instead I'm actually having fun thinking hard about my next move and thinking about what I should do with my pieces.
Very good. One of the challenges of chess is that you have to plan out your strategy, right?
Yes.
And we're fortunate we have a good chess master, Mr. Chester Williams, right?
Yes.
Okay. What about yourself, John?
My favorite is math camp. Every day when we always go on this website called Kahoot. And we, like last Saturday, we learned about, like, we were converting fractions into decimals, and we were doing that. And it was very fun because everybody was competitive to see who was first and who was last.
Okay. Now you did that when you were doing that with Mr. Clinton, right?
Yes, Mr. Clinton.
Mr. Clinton. And as I understand it, you guys were doing that on using the computer program,
Yes, Kahoot.
right? So I know you like that, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Because I got 12
I figured that. Okay. Now, I was also wondering if just think a little bit. I know that you gentlemen are in our Thursday program, right? One of the things that we do with the elementary students is that we also mentor them on Thursday afternoons and every other Saturdays when we have the total group. With that in mind, do you think the program has assisted you guys in keeping your grades up?
Yes. I think the program has assisted us in keeping our grades up by pushing us to work harder, because every Thursday sessions, as soon as we come back from outside and stuff, we have to go straight to doing our homework, and it helps us, it engages us to get our work done on time so we can get our grades and everything, so we can get a high grade and so we can get our rewards. And also, if we have to keep our it helped our self-control, because we have to keep our self-control together, and we have to not talk when we're not supposed to, because if we don't, then we have to do like 10 or 20 push-ups.
Oh,
So,
that's right. I forgot about that part. There is a price for not complying, right?
yes.
And what about you, John?
Like Alex said, self-control. I used to talk a lot.
Yeah, I noticed you've been kind of quiet today. Yes.
I used to talk a lot. And now in Omega, when you talk when you're not supposed to, when our mentors are supposed to talk to us, if you talk when you're not supposed to, you have to do about 20 push-ups. And that engages me to like not talk
Okay.
when I'm not supposed
You know, I was I'm always interested when we get mentees to find out, what their career goals are and if they plan on going to college. I know that they're young, but to instill that drive and that focus, you need to start young. So do you guys, Alex, do you plan on going to college?
As of right now, I would like to go to college, and I would like to get my degrees, and I would like to get my master's
Oh,
degrees
my goodness.
and my bachelor's degrees.
Okay.
I would like to get them because if I get those degrees, it will help me find a job so I can get my career and get started with my career. And I would like to graduate from college knowing that I've accomplished something.
Very good. What about you, John?
to. I do plan on going to college.
Excuse me, sir.
I do plan on going to college
Glad to
because
hear that.
I really want to get a degree, and if I want a job or career or something, I could get it with all my bachelor's degree and my master's degree,
Right.
and I really want to get it to go to college.
Very
So I
good.
go to college.
Now, the big question, and I know your mom has asked this question of you, and we're asking the question, and that is, what career are you planning to pursue, and why are you doing that particular career? John?
I would like to be a computer engineer because I really like working with computers, and personally I think I'm really good with computers. It's very interesting to know all the buttons and how it works. And yeah, I would like to be a computer engineer.
Now, I have two on my mind. So, I would like to be an actor or an author. I would like to be an actor because I like to act in different personalities and be a different person inside. And while I'm doing it, I would like to make people laugh at the same time. And I would like to be an author if the acting doesn't work out, then I want to have a secondary plan. So if acting doesn't work out, then I'll be an author. I want to be an author because I love to read and I have an imaginative mind, if I do say so myself, and I like to write short stories.
Okay.
And my favorite books to read is I like Rick Riordan books. He makes Greek gods book and I like them, so I want to be like him.
Very good.
By the way,
Yes.
I also want to be a comedian.
You do, huh?
Yeah, me and my friend at school were talking about how we really want to be
To
comedians.
make people laugh.
Yeah.
One of the things that I'd like to point out to everyone is that under the Omega Mentoring Program, we provide the elementary school mentees with tablets, and when they get to middle school, we take the tablets away and give them laptops, which they also keep for high school. So I'm really anxious to. I'll get with you when I start having my computer problems. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Now, okay. Also, do you guys discuss in terms of that village? Do you discuss what happens in mentoring with your parents, with your mom?
Yes. Whenever I get back from Saturday sessions, I always just go straight to my mom or dad and just speak. I just say what we did on Omega, and my mom is just like, she could barely hear me because I'm talking so fast, and just it was because Omega every single day, well, not every day, but on Saturdays, every day that we go, it's always fun and entertaining. So I love to talk to my parents about it.
And I talked to my parents, and also I talked to my sister about the Omega program because it's fun and every day is a new experience. What happens is always different. And I tell them what I've learned, and I tell them what I've learned not to do, and I tell them what I've learned to do to be a better person. And it's very interesting.
Great.
Yeah, so I tell them.
Now, we're getting to come to the end, Mom.
Okay.
What I was wondering is there an activity that you would like for us to add to the program? Have you thought about that at all?
Yes.
How about you, John? Have you thought about that?
Yes, I've thought of, like, you know how we do chess every day?
Yeah.
I would like to have a chess tournament
Uh-oh.
added to it,
All right.
so we could compete
All right, against
and
someone else.
improve our skills.
All right, very good. I'm going to keep that in mind, and I'm going to make sure that Mr. Chester hears that, because he's sitting back there dancing. Because he's been a proponent of a chess tournament, so
that's
we're
good.
going to have to make that happen, okay? What about you?
I would like to see basketball permanently added to the program,
Okay.
because normally basketball is added in the middle. So I'd like to see basketball permanently added in the program, because most of the time in Omega, most of the time we're sitting down. We're still having fun, but we're sitting down and we're not moving our body as much. So I want to have basketball permanently added so we can move our body and get all our wiggles out.
All right. Okay. Now, I'm glad to hear that, because we've had some discussion on that too. But, we have a concept which we mentioned here before, and that concept is that you have to earn good grades in order to go on fun trips, like when we went to see the Wizards game, right?
Yes.
Okay. And one year, I think you guys went with us when we went down to Six Flags.
Yes.
Yes.
Right. And in order to do that, you got to have good
Great.
grades. Do you guys agree with that? You think that's a good idea?
Yes, I do agree with it, because all the trips are fun and it encourages all the mentees to get good grades, be good in class, and try harder. Because, like, all the trips I've been to, in 3rd grade when I went to laser tag, it was my first time, and I was very, very happy. In 4th grade when I went to Six Flags, it was also my first time. Almost everything was my first time, and I was so happy every time.
All right. What about you, Al?
Yes, my reason is similar to his. I think it pushes us harder to get the grades we want, because if we don't get the grades, then we don't get to come to the field trip, which is disappointing. But if we get the right grades, then we get our reward. So it pushes people to work harder so they can get their rewards at the end, and it pushes people to like do their work on time, not talk when the teacher's talking and stuff like that.
And I would imagine that as part of the village concept, that when you're at home, Mom is steadily telling you those things, right?
Yes.
Right? Mom
Yes.
and Dad? Yeah. Okay. That's part of the whole thing. But also, if you, I don't know if you've mentioned it to any of your friends, but would you recommend your friends to get into our Omega Mentoring program?
Yes, a lot of my friends do want to be in it. Yeah, and I think it will raise their grades, and it would be very fun, and they would have such a bright time and a good time, and it would be wonderful.
I recommend it to all my friends. I've already told them about it, and most of them want to register, but they don't know how. So I would recommend it to all my friends because, as I said, it encourages us and pushes us harder. So if it pushes them harder, then they will experience the prizes and the fun we have.
Wow, that sounds great. You know, as a co-chair, I'm very happy to hear because those are the things that we're trying to make happen. And we'd have to work with your mom and work with you guys to make that. So if you're getting good grades, we know you're getting down the path, you're focused on your schoolwork. So I commend you, gentlemen, for that, okay?
Thank you.
I think that's great. You know, our whole program, as I mentioned before, is to assist African American males, that's us guys, in the achievement of academic success. And I know you guys are on the honor roll all the time, which is great. And that's why you get your rewards. We want to elevate your self-esteem. We want to make sure that you don't end up in the police office or in the principal's office, right? So you got to comply with the behavior rules of whatever the environment that you're in. And also, we want to get you guys involved in cultural enrichment and social responsibility. One of the things we do is we have the Black History, right?
Yes.
So that we can learn about ourselves and about our forefathers and why we should be proud and conduct ourselves in a very positive and strong way and make our mom and dads very proud, right?
Yes.
Now, is that one of your goals, to make mom and dad proud?
Yes.
All right, that I like, and I'm very happy
I don't want my
to hear
mom
that.
and dad to be sad.
You don't want your dad to be sad,
Yeah.
or your mom, right?
Yeah.
All right, I'm glad to hear that, and I'm going to tell you, your mentor is glad to hear that as
All
well.
right.
Yes.
So what we must remember, our philosophy is, it takes a village to raise a child, and we, the men of Taupai Chapter, Mentoring Initiative, only want to be one part of the village. With that, I want to thank you for watching our podcast, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you all.
You're welcome.
Thank you.